People are wondering if we're still going to do our Mandels because we're friends and we're not going to. It's different. Mandels is a nonprofit, so we can go into business as a nonprofit.
That's right. Well, and we'll be
I
making.
didn't agree to that.
And we'll be making so much money.
Yeah, it won't matter.
It won't matter.
I mean, honestly, we're going to make more money than Coke dealers. Trump may come and try to steal us.
Come melt our candles.
You guys are sneaking Mandels into our country. It's causing people to smell like gasoline and burnt toast.
Sending the CIA over there.
Oh, that is so funny. A lot of you were mad at Bell and I because the whole thing with church and state, the separation. Like our founding fathers, while they were Christians, not all, but most of them were Christians, they didn't want it to be a situation where there was no opportunity for enlightenment. It's one of their big things. They wanted opportunity to growth. They didn't want to be the Puritans. Although, man, I tell you what, I look at the Amish and I think, they're probably all right. They're probably it sucks that you decided that God wanted you to live right around the 1800s. Not too much technology, just enough. But it is I know that, and I, again, when it comes to religion, if you want your kid to say a prayer, that's fine. I don't think teachers should be leading prayer because those teachers are what? Are they Christian? Are they Hindu? Are they Muslim? And Gino Bolsa wants it, but a lot of it is just for show, which is not a shocker. Not a shocker in today's world. But what did you say earlier? You had to go ask the pharmaceutical companies. He was not a fan of the weed.
And that was his out. Oh, I got to ask the pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, I wonder what the pharmaceutical companies are going to say.
What do you think they would say?
Oh, we're all for it.
Yeah, I think so. I think they'd be all for it. They would. They would. If that means that you have to prescribe the Bible.
Yes.
Do I have to prescribe the Bible? That'll be great. That'll be fantastic. Dudecandle.com. Get that out of there. Ain't no Mandels. It isn't Mandels, kids. Mandels. What's that smell? That's what it should be. Don't worry. We're going to do it. I'm serious. I want to put together like a night of fun where we do something like that.
Make candles.
Dude, you know what would be great? You talked about it today, Fried Chicken Friday. How about having a fried chicken mandel?
Absolutely.
Got to have that.
Oh, I would be so into that. That and spare ribs with barbecue sauce
Yeah.
on them.
Oh, see. Somebody says they do not want religion because Jesus heals.
Well, they'll just equate themselves with Jesus.
Again, they don't want prayer because Jesus heals. So I'm not quite understanding that one. But no, I don't want my teacher leading in prayer. That's not, because you don't know who the teacher is. And which, by the way, what class leads in prayer? Are you doing it before, like as school begins? Are you doing it at every subject matter? Are you doing it after recess or whatever? Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, because of Big Pharma. That's why they don't want Jesus. They wouldn't prescribe the Bible. Oh, man. I'm telling you. Chad, you disagree with us over Greenland? You get a tariff. You disagree? You get a tariff. You called me orange. You get a tariff. Everyone get a tariff. There's security tariffs.
It's like Oprah with cars.
Oh, God, there's a lot of tariffs out there. I don't even know how many tariffs there are. I don't even know what ever stuck. What stayed on, what didn't, and he's going to go after anybody who does business with
Iran.
Iran.
You get a tariff.
If Greenland, if you're doing something with Denmark, are we going to come after you? We're not going to get those cookies next year, those Danish cookies that I love.
If you oppose him taking over Greenland, you get a tariff.
Here, so my buddy, who is also a Dane, by the way, but he lives in London, Torslot is now. He is a huge commodity, like a ridiculous commodities broker, massive. And he said, here's the problem with Greenland and the thought of we're going to get all of those. We're going to strip mine the hell out of your little world. it would be virtually impossible. The amount of money to try to get that stuff out of there, because it shifts all the time, nonstop. It is always moving. And it would be virtually impossible to get, you would have, the amount of money you would need to even get to certain areas, it just, trying to get that stuff out of there would be crazy. Somebody said that I made a bet with him that Trump wouldn't get the Nobel Peace Prize. Says I owe him lunch. And I'm like, she gave him hers.
She gave him hers.
That's not the same.
That's like me winning a Grammy and then going, you know what, Chad, you deserve this.
I didn't win the Grammy, even though I wrote 12 great songs, number ones. You guys are lucky I don't write songs that make the hit parade. So I remember prayer after Pledge of Allegiance. I never once said prayer unless I was in a Christian school.
I never agreed with the Pledge of Allegiance either, because the government should not be forcing kids to say the pledge as a modifier to express their devotion to the state. That should be a parent's decision.
Yeah, it should be a parent's decision. And it wasn't because of the under God. It was because you're saying, hey, you must pledge allegiance to this.
Yeah, a government organization is saying you must say that you pledge your allegiance to government.
Yeah. I want my kids to free think the hell out of it. Somebody texted in and said, or tweeted me and said, yesterday I couldn't listen to your show because of you were making fun of intelligent women, and I'm a thinker and a scientist. So, and I'm like, first of all, I wasn't making fun of intelligent women. That was Batyan Unger Sargar, or whoever was saying something about intelligent women leading, that most of these white educated women were the people that were leading the charge in many of these, things that are going on in Minneapolis and stuff. And then they did a study. And what do you find out? Women are uber progressive, young women, college educated. What was C.S. Lewis's book about way back in the day? I can't remember. About the fact that it wasn't the stupid you should fear for being fooled. It was the overly educated. And you've heard many people say that, that's something that only an educated person would think. And that's what you're seeing a lot of this out there, as our good friend and yours, Trump, thinks about the insurrection. Could there be Insurrection Act?
What's the trigger for the Insurrection Act in Minnesota? What are you waiting for?
Well, the Insurrection Act, which has been used by 48% of the presidents as of this moment, the Insurrection Act also, if you look at it, I believe it was Bush, the elder Bush, he used it, I think, 28 times. It's been used a lot. And if I needed it, I'd use it. I don't think there's any reason right now to use it. But if I needed it, I'd use it. It's very powerful.
But he's not going to. That's not a look that I think he wants. I think he's looking at some of these numbers, and they aren't boding well for him. And it doesn't matter what poll. I mean, Rasmussen's poll last week, 2 weeks ago, was, and that's a very Trump-friendly poll, showed that they're going to get boat raced in the midterms. And he's starting to say, okay, I need, how do I walk a fine line of showing that I'm tough on crime, that I want people deported without making it look like that I am sending people in there? And that's one of his big worries. The one thing about Trump is he understands optics. The optics aren't great. While some people cheer it on, remember, you're going to vote for him. He's got to get the other people, the independents, the frustrated Democrats, and the people that are true conservatives, that are for, lower, taxes, smaller government, which really no government is anymore. He's got to win them over, and they're not happy. They're not. So he recognizes that. So I don't think it would have to be bad for him to call in, and you would have to see, I think, an actual, maybe somebody being shot by a protest or something like that. But he's recognizing this. And the other thing, though, is it's also very cold there and it's snowing. People tend not to be as excited about protesting in the rain, the sleet, and the snow.
Trump.
By the way, this is Stephen A. Smith. Listen to him.
Trump is blowing it. He's blowing it. He's going to blow it for himself. He's going to blow it for the GOP. He's going to blow it for Congress. He's going to blow it for the Senate. And he's likely going to blow it for the White House. All because of what I said from day one. The man don't know how to act.
Man don't know how to act. And I've got several.
He was in Home Alone, too. He knows how to act.
He knows how to act. Yeah. He was on, what was that show? The Apprentice?
Yeah.
You're fired. The one thing, though, that as I've talked to, first of all, I got a lot of MAGA friends. I know, no, you don't. Yes, I do. They're exhausted. It's the other side of it. They're exhausted. It's all, if everything is always drama, at some point in time, you're like, all right, I've had enough of the drama. I've had enough of the showmanship. And when things are great, people will put up with a little bit longer. And I think people are just frustrated. They're frustrated. But he's not going to send in the military. It would have to be something really ridiculous. And I don't think he's going to do the same thing with, like, the whole thought process of us going into Greenland. I'm still trying to figure out what that would even look like. And Greenland's already said, we can work together. What do you guys want? Do you want another base? You can have another base. Do you want another, what exactly are you looking for? What is it that you want? Do you want, they're willing to work. They're willing to let us expand. That's kind of, you know what it is? It's like we're leasing something and we get unlimited miles and we can turn it back and they don't care. That's a good deal right there. That's a good deal. Because right now I don't know what we're doing in Venezuela still. And Iran, I think time's going to tell with Iran. It's going to be interesting. A lot of you texting in, mad at you, Bell, which is good. Somebody called you a commie because you didn't want to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
No, I have no problem with the Pledge of Allegiance. I have a problem with a government organization forcing it.
So,
there's a big difference.
Sorry, you're a commie. Don't you forget that.
People are so willing to bend the knee to government.
You're a commie. I knew you were. You probably went to those commie meetings back in the day. But J. Edgar was always talking.
Well, at least I'm not a lemming.
No, you're not. That's good. That's good. And the Pledge of Allegiance, I never had a problem with it either. But I always thought as a kid, I was like, it feels weird. This feels weird. Did you have to say anything at Bible school? Like, did they have a thing? They had like a pledge of a Bible thing to I can't remember what it was, though.
I don't specifically. When you say that, it sounds like something that would have happened, but I don't specifically remember anything like that. But I almost feel like I'm not remembering it.
Yeah, there was something. There was a Christian flag. We were talking about it earlier, and that we said there was a lot that we were saying, and I thought it felt weird. Like I was like, why are we? I get the prayer, but then why are we praying? Now we're pledging to the flag, which is also an odd thing, the Christian flag. And we didn't, because I went to Nazarene and then I went to a Baptist school. I didn't last long there. And then I went to another school. It was more of a non-denominational one. My mom had to pay for a lot of places for me to go to school because most of the public schools were like, we've had enough of him. Coming up, a little Finally Friday sounds. And we'll have more of Gina Bosa and his want to get prayer in the Bible back in school. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Oh, baby, it is a Friday. He's got another vest on. It's
Friday. Well, it's a little chilly outside, Chadley.
It is.
No, we got to keep the trunk warm. Keep the trunk warm. The extremities will be fine.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Or they fall off. Whatever.
Either way, it's fine because all you got to say is, it doesn't matter how I look. It matters only that I look good. Are you
I
excited?
wish I could say that. You know,
Excited for your big weekend of fun?
it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of travels between the mounts. I'm trading the mounts.
How long of a drive is it from the
From the two mounts?
Yeah, from the two mounts.
1 hour and 23 minutes
So
between the two mounts.
Are you small trailering some of your stuff?
You know, we've been going back and forth because of some repairs that we were doing to the house. So, you know, every time you go, don't waste a trip. Load up, you know, with the small stuff. But I think we've done enough of that we're good to go. Big move on Monday, and then the entire listening audience doesn't have to listen to it anymore. So
No, well, you know,
I feel bad,
first of all, it's mid-century modern. If you guys don't know,
I don't know if you know that or not. Which I don't really know what that means. I just think Frank Lloyd Wright. That's what I think. That's what I think, right? Mid-century modern, Frank Lloyd Wright. Okay, sure.
Sounds good. Yeah. And you're like, Frank Lloyd Wright. What?
What?
Didn't
What?
they? Was it one of the Wright brothers?
Oh, yes, Falling Water.
Falling Water? That'll be fun though, man. Moving. That's a good time.
Hey, look, everything's clean. I was very excited this morning. Went over, saw the new paint on the walls. Very exciting. Very exciting. Because now the paint's nice and clean. It's nice and fresh. New slate, yada, yada. And it's not yellow. The entire house was yellow. We can't have that.
No, that's not good.
It's like a version of, like, I don't know what it is about mid-century. It was a version of yellow.
Yellow, you know what? There was a lot of popping in the yellow back in those days.
Yeah, E's a big, and we're doing like a little off-white for most of the house, but and my den is like a green, but E is like, you do color with stuff.
Yes.
That's her philosophy, and I don't disagree with that, right? But your basic walls, not white, but kind of off-white, and then all your color comes from your art and your furniture and all the rest of this.
Because I know my wife likes some of that like limey green, kind of look that they have in some of those things. It's very.
Did you just use a racial slur?
He did. He called me a limey. I don't know why, Abel. I don't know why he did it.
I don't think that's race though.
I don't know.
That's more.
Is limey Ireland? Is that right?
That's
what is that?
English.
Is it English?
Yeah, the limeys.
I don't even know. I don't even know what race, what group of people were insulting.
Well, the lime, the scurvy and stuff like that.
Oh, is that why they called them limeys?
Yeah, it was one of the reasons.
Okay.
Well, because they're very much limeys, aren't they? I was showing Belle today. My new favorite thing is to watch. So cricket is a funny old sport, but they just had their big. They call it the Ashes. It's between England and Australia, and I said their announcers are so out of control. Because they have the English announcers and the Australian announcers. And one of the guy gets on there and he goes, so check this out, right? I was here and I went in one of those poi parties, you know what I mean? And he goes, and I let go the biggest fart you've ever heard. And it's just nothing to do with anything. And he goes, and the lady next to me, she goes, is that you, Maureen?
That's funny. I don't even know what's going on.
It is, yeah, that's why they call them limeys. They're crazy.
They're saying it on the air.
Cricket can go like 4 days, 5 days,
Yeah,
right?
those are test matches, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like a lengthy amount of time.
Yeah, but see, you go there, and the whole thing is not so much about the game. It's you go there to drink and hang out and socialize. It's
kind of like our baseball.
It's exactly it.
Right.
It's exactly. So you could show up at noon, stay till 3.
Which is why baseball is failing now, because we're losing that as a society. We're losing that as a race of people, right? Yeah. The ability just to chill out, enjoy yourself, enjoy company of others. There's a game going on. It's okay. We can be here for the next 3 hours. It's all good. And we've lost that. You know what I mean? Or losing it.
We've lost talking to each other, but we have this weird situation where we're tethered to the phone thinking we were going to miss something. Well, 30 years ago, you didn't miss anything.
Right.
Right?
Right. I mean, if it wasn't around you, I heard a comedian do this bit, and he's so right that there was a time, and it was not, I guess it wasn't a comedian, it was like Flaws. It was not that long ago that if your phone rang and you didn't get there, not only did you miss the call, you didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
You didn't know who it was. You didn't get to find, and you never got to find out who it was.
No.
Unless,
Star 69 eventually came around.
Unless your buddy told you the next day, hey, I tried to call you yesterday. Right? I mean,
so
if someone came to your house and you weren't at your house, you never knew that they came to your house. Right? And this stress that we put on ourselves to be always available is what's killing us. And
We were
I
talking
agree with it
about this
100%.
with AJ and Madison yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's killing us. This stress that we should always be available to other people, and then the converse of that is that we feel like we've always got to get in there and be a part of something.
And, that also goes to the work side of things, right? Because you have a phone now and you have access to an email that you should be able to work all the time. And for our business, the fact is news anymore doesn't sleep. But you would have woken up 20, 30 years ago to get something on the wire and seen it in the newspaper the next morning if you're in the news.
Right. I mean, they found out about Pearl Harbor like 24 hours later.
Could you imagine
or whatever, right? I mean, so, and that wasn't that long. I mean, I know it seems like a long time ago. It wasn't that long ago in the arc of human history, but
No.
Anyway, I forget what we were talking about.
I don't know. What are you talking about today?
We've got Fry J coming up, and so I've got Jay St. Clair on. I put him on Insurrection Act duty, and so he's going to talk about that, kind of break down the historical analysis of when it was used, how it's been used in the past, and all of that, considering the fact that, I don't think Donald Trump is going to use the Insurrection Act. I think he's loath to do it. I think a lot of things would have to go way wrong in Minneapolis in order to do that.
And I also think, from what I'm hearing from my people that are in and around, saying that he's very pissed about the way that this is looking because he understands the optics of stuff. It feels like the tide is turning, and he doesn't want that. And he goes, rolling the military in there isn't going to be a good look.
Yeah, you don't want tanks in there. So we will discuss the latest on that. We'll talk a little about the legislative session and all of that going on.
Well, Gina Bolso trying to get the Bible?
Yeah, I heard you talk about it. It was the first I heard about it. I was driving in and I heard about it.
Yeah, good. Okay, come on.
You know what? Public schools don't do math well. Why would you want them to do God?
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
You don't want Bible math, okay?
I've never understood it.
No.
You know what? I'll pray with my kids at home. Thanks.
That's it. That's exactly it. 100%.
Anyway.
You guys have a good weekend. Matt, straight ahead.